Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, today we've got two maps, two very different maps. We're going to start with a map that's performing quite well at the moment. It jumps out as being a strong vanilla map that is going to not suit everybody, but those of you that like it are going to really like it. It has got one of the regular standard flaws that we see quite regularly, but today I'm going to do something about it. Today's second map's been voted in by the BonBon Buddies over on the Patreon, a creator we have done twice in the past, and it's quite a nicely accomplished little map. In fact, I would say it's the best map we've seen from this creator so far. It has quite a few subscriptions, so we've got a vanilla map and we've got a map packed with stuff. So plenty to look forward to in today's show, which can only mean one thing. That's right, hitting that like button really shows me that you enjoyed today's show, so come on, jump on board, be one of the minority that actually has the energy to click the button. Today's first map is Canova Mountains by Poison. Ooh. I'm sure it's just meant to be poison, but it's all of the oohs. There's your start square. Start square is, it's fine. It's fine. Their terrain heights, like I say, lots of that buildable space, mountain ridges, and quite a strong shoreline, i.e. it's quite deep. Loads of resources, very playable in terms of resources, and of course if you've got Sunset Harbour and want to do some fishing, we've got pretty much all of the fishies to play with as well. Okay, off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, the answer is absolutely zippo, zero, nil, nothing, not a thing. We'll be using the Vanilla Boreal theme and the realistic 1.2 LUT. And at least there's some kind of description, which is, it makes a change, doesn't it? What doesn't make a change, of course, is all of the trees underneath the roads. Now, if you're playing this as a vanilla map, it is a vanilla map. You won't have anarchy, and therefore these trees will be just hidden underneath the roads. But they are part of the tree count. So today, what we'll be doing, once we've done the little flyover to the start square, at some point, I think what we'll do is we'll just remove all of the trees that are hiding underneath the roads, and I'd say there are quite a few of them, and just see approximately how many we clear up, because the tree count on this map is approaching the tree limit. We're not quite at the tree limit, but it's approaching the tree limit, and if you're looking to do some tree detailing, you're going to run out pretty quickly. So by removing the trees that are underneath the roads, because they don't show anyway, it'll clear up some trees. And there's also a few drowned trees as well. We'll remove a few of those as well. It's going to be a splash job, so I wouldn't... Oh, by the way, I do like the... I know it's an up and over on the rail, but there's at least a little bit of panache being done with the up and over on the rail, so I'll give some credit for that. It's not a realism map, is it? It's a bit fantastical. Then we've got, like I say, the buildable space is quite an interesting shape, and the tree detailing is bold without being subtle, and nothing wrong with that at all. Oh, hang on. What's this map called? Well, we're looking over the mountains. See what I did there? I don't know if that's why they're called Kinova Mountains, but we can be looking over the mountains. Whatever's. I've finished. I just had to squeeze that joke in. I know we're kind of flying really quickly over this first map, but there's not too much in the way of subtlety for me to show you. Oh, let's show you this river. I like this river. The shape of the river. It's bold. It's a bit blunt. There's no subtlety to it, but I like the shape of that one, and it's probably my favourite feature on the map. There are some other rivers as well I can show you. The overall map shape's pretty strong as well. Let's have a look at this river. This river I know it's a fantastical map, but the way it runs along the top of the ridge all that distance, and then kind of just splashes down across the... we've got a couple of strong waterfalls, so come on, let's give some credit for the strong waterfalls. Not pretty, but they're strong. It's vanilla, you know. It's never going to be pretty. Well, it could be. It'd be a rarity if we did. But anyway, right now, what I want to show you is this essential lighthouse. This is the one little focal area. Isn't she lovely? The BonBonBingo players. Now, if you want to get up there, we do actually have a mooring down here that you can moor up your boat. But then getting up to the top, it's a little bit steep everywhere. There's no direct route up. So if you've got your grappling hook, you can be a lighthouse keeper. And why not? Anyway, that's kind of like the only real feature area on the map, other than like the shape of the map and the rivers. Now, there's your tree count right there. Like I say, just a little bit shy of the tree cap. And we do have a whole bunch of drowned trees as well. Yes, they've got their trunks on. So let's speed the action up. I'm just going to remove all of the trees. Again, this is there's a few more we can remove because I'm not actually doing the rail lines here. So maybe an extra 20% off of this tree count. But yeah, if you remove all of these, it's going to free up some trees, and that means that we can do some tree detailing in our cities with less chance of running out. It's just one of those things. But yeah, we're looking at about a 5,000 tree saving we've just done there, which again is not a huge quantity, but it could make the difference. And as they are hiding underneath the road and can't be seen, I just see that that's just a subtle thing that we can do to improve the map a little bit. But what do you think of the map as it is, or as it was before I moved the trees? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewers' Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now or the link in the description. It'll take you to the voting page where you can vote for free. But make sure you vote on the right map, because there are 2 maps. Right, what do I think of today's first map? Well, it caught my eye on the workshop as being just a really bold shape, but a playable shape. It's strong. I'm not saying it's subtle. I'm not saying it's pretty, but I'm saying it's strong. I'm gonna go for a middly high 3 stars. Detailing would be about the same, but we've got a whole bunch of trees that were drowned as well. But I like the shapes of the mountains and the shapes of some of the rivers as well, and the islands and stuff. There's, again, lacking a little bit of subtlety, but again, I think we can go for a medium high 3 stars. And as for gameplay, let's go at the top end of 3 stars again. I don't see anything wrong with it. You're going to have a good game with this if you do decide to have a play on it. It's a strong, bold, vanilla map, lacking subtlety, but a good shape. And it was the shape that caught my eye and makes it well worth considering. Right, I'll be right back after this break with today's second map. Right, so after looking over those mountains, we've got another map which has a very strong shape. It's a creator we've done twice in the past, episodes 1356 and 1375. And on those 2 occasions, they got 10 stars in the first and 7 stars in the second. But that was one of those 1 star for gameplay potential maps where, frankly, honestly, it was worth more. So yes, it's one of those maps that I think is going to attract a few of you. Today's second map is Pelican Lake by Good Kid Mad City. Yes. Oh, it's all about city, including today's theme. We'll get to that in a moment. There's your start square. Well, I'd say we've got some bold and strong detailing on today's map. Again, possibly lacking a little bit of subtlety, but bold and strong is quite neat. There's your terrain heights across the map, loads of buildable space, and some strong resources in those areas where there are resources, so that is very nice too. If you've got Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, we've got a decent mix of the old fish, so there's always that. And then off to the workshop. Now, okay, we've got some things, including mass transits. Procedural objects mods is listed today, and there is a one-click collection. There's some items on the right and some items on the right which aren't in the one-click collection, or some items in the one-click collection that aren't on the right. I can't remember which way it was now. As you can see, we've got quite a few things. I did actually record the difference, but I not what it was now. So anyway, it's too late. It's too late now for me to do anything about it. here's that one-click collection. We'll be using Owl's Tropicity theme mixed in with the coastal theme and the coastal LUT in a specific Pelican theme mix. So, yep, it's a theme mix that, again, isn't going to suit for everybody. Definitely, I find it a bit bleached on my eyes, but again, I'm used to a temperate European kind of look, and there's going to be a few of you that'll look and say, no, this is absolutely perfect. I'm not going to fault it. It looks good. It's just not to my personal taste. We'll get to the bottom in a minute. Get to the bottom. And when we do, I'm going to show you something else before we get started on the flyover. And that is procedural objects. There are a few missing procedural objects once the map is loaded in. And on the whole, I don't think it makes much of a difference, apart from one little area. But we will get to that area. You'll soon see when we get to that area. Is it a game breaker? It's not. It's not. It's one of those maps again that, oh, hang on. We have this small smattering of trees under. It's almost like somebody's delivering Christmas trees and they fell off the back of the lorry, isn't it? But we're right close to the edge of the map, and that is it. That it's not like the previous map. That is it for trees under the road, and it's because it's elevated and they're on the underside, so they snuck through. Perhaps they were growing, or perhaps in Good Kid Mad City version of the map they are smaller, because we get variations, and on my loading they were taller. Maybe that's what it is. We're finding excuses. Don't mind an excuse here or there. Anyway, everybody loves a big old bridge, and here's our first big old bridge, a nice custom bridge. I've got one talking point with this one. I think this is procedural objects. I'm assuming it's procedural objects. We've got this brick wall at this end down here. Look at how big these bricks are. Imagine how big the truck. Oh, sorry, that's just popped out. Let me get it popping back in. There we go. Imagine how big that compared to those trucks there. How do you get those bricks down there? Can you imagine the size of the Bob the Builder that had to lay the mortar on for those? Anyway, yeah, it's I didn't go back and check, but I'm certain that must be procedural object work, and so yeah, it can be improved upon if that bothers you. We've also got this pillar. This is a stray pillar. It's the only one, but it's at an angle and it's poking up a bit too high. Everything else is exactly spot on point, apart from that one little pillar. I don't really understand what happened there. Anyway, once we get away from the edges of the maps, you then get into the meat of the map. And the meat of the map is a large, flat, buildable plain, which has been sort of like separated up, and it's got a very nice swooping highway network here. We've got like a ring road going on around this one. If we take this side, and we'll take the first intersection. This first intersection is a bit angular to my taste, but I can't fault it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a bit jaunty. It's a bit of a jaunt, that one. It takes us down to the middle of this buildable plane. This isn't the start square, by the way. We'll get to that in a moment. In the middle of this big buildable plane, we have this little feature. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind. There's going to be a few of you going, oh, ow. I do mind the blue mantle, mind you. That is a splash too far for me, that blue mantle. But I don't mind that. It's like I say, this is one of those maps where the creator has gone, do you know what? I'm going to go bold, and I'm going to go strong, and I'm going to go in your face with the detailing. We have got some finesse detailing areas that you're going to see in a minute. And with one exception, I would say they are all bold and strong and in your face. Cloverleaf, that's like linking up goof going on there. It's just the way that the game has rendered it, I feel. But anyway, yeah, there's one little detail area that I have been, it just knocked my socks off. The rest of it is sort of, well, it's big and bold and it's in your face. And but with a bit of subtlety thrown in. Yeah, does that make any sense? I don't know if it makes. I don't know if I make sense half the time. Here's your start square up there, And it's all pretty nice and some good shapes going on in there as well. And again, some pretty sweet tree detailing around the intersections just to line it up and sharpen it up a bit. In terms of rail, the rail is kind of fine. Again, it's a bit harsh, I guess, to criticize it, because it's not really a realistic map. It is kind of a fantasy map. But we do have, when we get up to the top of this hill here, got over the brow of the hill, and then we do swoop down, and the gradient here is a little bit beyond what I would normally accept for even a fantasy map. So it's all to personal taste. You're not going to be doing any building around there. You probably won't even notice it, and if you're playing the 9-tile game, you'll never notice it. So it's always down to taste, isn't it? Anyway, the rail, lined by trees on either side, lots of straight lines across the middle of the map. Why would you not when it's perfectly flat? It kind of makes sense to do it this way, and it's going to help set things up for a strong grid city build on what is let's say for me, the theme and light. It's just a kind of like got a kind of a bleach going on with it. It's just the way that my eyes are translating it, I feel. The rail then it goes around this settlement area here, which we'll come back and have a look at in a minute, I promise you. And down here, just want to show you the rail down here. Just some different textures. I don't know if that was by intention or not. We do have a little bit of a bendy there. That's the one. Also, because of the bendy, we've got a little bit of a split in the rail there. I changed my mind. I really don't want to go on this. I don't want to go on these tracks. Just, can I come by road, please? I'm a bit scared by that. Nice look on the end there, though. That's very neat on the end. And so let's have a look at some things, because there's plenty of things. This is nice, a nice lighthouse with some nice detailing around it. That is nice. Also, this little area down here, roundabout with the tower in the middle there. That's kind of nice. And see, there are some very nice bits and bobs around. A little bit of terrain glitching through the road there, but that's, again, I'm not going to lose any sleep over that one. Now, if we get away from the middle of the map, we have lots of lowish hills with some, the tree detailing accents the hills very nicely. Al's Tropicity theme is a very nice one for that texture of the cliffs going on there. So if you like that, it's a theme to consider. Anyway, what more have we got here? Now, this is what blew my socks off in terms of detailing. I've not seen anything quite like this in a What Map review before. Obviously a Native American Indian inspired, and I really like this. I really like everything about it. I mean, it's foreign to me, well, because it's from a different country, but I like that. I even like around the back the way that it's almost like there's a hidden like a cavern behind there. I'm good with that. That's my favourite bit of the map. Then you get this. Now, this is strong, and let's say everything's strong and bold and in your face with subtlety, and that's what we have. This is in your face and bold and strong. And there you go. With the subtlety of the United States of America, best known for being the most subtle nation in the world. Just kidding you there. Anyway, all's well. That so far with the review, all's well. Then over here we've got these must have been taken from the prisons. Nice use of that. Okay. Then we've got the castle. Ooh, it's a castle going on around there. We've got ooh, it's a church, and just ooh, it's a farm. All of this actually inside the city walls. So maybe this is a zombie apocalypse build, so that we can protect our farmlands from the zombies. Then over here, these are great. Jez released these on the workshop quite a while ago now, and they were all the rage, and they are very neat. Now, given there's nobody about, this does feel like zombie apocalypse market, doesn't it? But we've got flowers and stuff. But yeah, we've got, it's very neatly done. It's a lot though. Oh, bread. Bread, cheese. Fromage du pain or something. Anyway, what we have is big market. It's not subtle. It's just we're going to throw down lots of market stalls. They are great assets. We've got guns, ammunition. Wow. Okay, so yeah, we've got all of that going on, and all of the fields. And then this little area over here. Let's start off with everyone's favourite factory down here on the rail line. That works very neatly. I'm good with that. And then over here, we're going to see some of the missing bits and bobs from the procedural objects report at the beginning when we load it up. So this is the one area where there are bits missing. And we've got another market down here as well. With let's see if they've got any different stalls. I think we've got some different stalls down here as well. So yeah, it's bold, it's strong, it's in your face with subtlety, which is definitely bold and in your face and no subtlety. Nice little church going on here as well. Yeah, I mean, we've got plenty of little detailing areas. We've even got, these are grasslands with huts. And this is where the grass people live. Maybe that's where the zombies live. Ah, that would make some kind of sense. Anyway, one final thing I think down here. Well, it's not the final thing. This looks great, doesn't it? I like the way it aligns with the pier there. Just one little problem with this one, and that is we're floating. It's a strong anti-magnetic Earth's core at that location. So yeah, just a little bit of a drop required on that one. Also here, a little bit of a problem here. If there was a shipping route through here, that looks a little bit dangerous to me. And if we put the shipping routes on, you will see we've got a shipping route that goes very close to that there. So I'm a little uncomfortable with that. Not that it matters, but anyway. Also, you see the shipping route goes through this lovely bridge, and there'll be clipping on either side, and probably shipping clipping on the top as well. But yeah, that doesn't quite work for a shipping route. So of course you could switch for non-vanilla, but even then I think you're still going to get shipping clipping. If you want water flow in your start square, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, only part of the start square is actually covered with pipes. But for the rest of the expansions, it's already down. So yeah, it's good to go. Ready to roll. Ready to roll. Right. In terms of rail, my main grumble with the rail is I feel with this bridge. Not so much the broken bits of rail that we saw earlier, but it's just a bit clunky there. Ah, the Essential Lighthouse. Isn't she lovely? It's very pretty. Oh, speaking of pretty, I like these as well. I don't mind the fact that they're a little bit sunk because probably that was by design. Oh, this is floating as well. Hang on. We've got a vanilla pier there that's a little bit in the air. Hang on, let's bring this around here. So anyway, yeah, we've got a couple of pirate ships. Let me call that procedural objects. It's a procedural object. So that is floating. Maybe there's some missing pipes here. Maybe that the issue we had at the start is what's caused that. Maybe. Right, one last thing. Another big old bridge here. And it's suspension. And we're missing the pillars, which obviously you wouldn't want here anyway. This, I think, if you just need to downgrade it from suspension to just an elevated road, and that would look absolutely beautiful. Taking away the pillars is one thing, but it doesn't get rid of the suspension sections. Anyway, completely different from the first map, but also completely playable like the first map. But what do you think of it? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count, so use it. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Click the I button now or the link in the description and be sure to vote on the correct map. What do I think of today's second map? Well, Pelican Lake is aesthetically, I kind of like it. I'm not a big fan of the theme mix and the LUTs, but I can see that it's just personal taste, really. I'm gonna squidge it into 4 stars. I'm gonna go at the bottom end. It'd be probably a little bit higher if I lived in part of the world which is a little bit more deserty, I feel. Anyway, detailing. The standards are reasonable. We've got 1 or 2 issues which are holding it down from being a middly 4. But I think there's still enough on here to get 4 stars. So let's go for, again, bottom end of 4 stars. Gameplay. I'm going right down the middle 4 stars on gameplay. It's got a lot of playability in it, this one. Just a few issues that are gonna, want fixing. But if you're a player that plays modded, you'll have fun, I feel. Pelican Lake by Good Kid Mad City, 12 stars. Holding back on the seal of approval on this one because there are some issues that need fixing, and until they're fixed, it's just a little bit too much work for us lazy gamers to be getting on with, I feel. Anyway, that's your lot for today. Thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing. If you're still here, you're part of the 20 and out elites. Use the words of the day in the comments. Score yourself some population points just for fun. I'll be back tomorrow night with some streaming live from Bonbon Island, and Friday with more WhatsApp. See you then.